Hi Wellham fam, welcome back to our channel. I'm Debbie.
I'm Darren. And it is Vic. Is Vic there?
Show them all your gorgeousness. He's alright, he's just
and we're back after a week off.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I have not been at all well.
Debbie wasn't too hot.
I won't go into details because nobody wants to hear that.
No.
Will you let go of my finger? Stop suckling. You won't get any milk out of that. No, you won't. It's not through lack of trying. I know he's not trying to bite me because he doesn't bite down people, but he seems to think that my hands can provide everything that he needs. It's my own fault because I do give him food, but there you go. Usually that does not what entice him to...
How dare you give him food?
I give him food and then he expects to milk my fingers.
I don't know, shave either. God, yeah.
What, the hamster?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I'm not going to shave the hamster.
Although we have had to trim Tyrion a few times. Anyway, we're off subject.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we were away last week. Unfortunately, as I said, really wasn't well. And I've not been very lucky the past couple of weeks. It looks like I'm no longer going to be able to eat cheese, which is one of the few things that I could actually have. So,
yeah.
hey ho. And one of the ladies that watches us gave us a bit of a tip about vegan cheese, ones that she's found aren't too bad.
Don't taste like rubbish.
So, it seems to be alright with softer cheeses, so I'm wondering if people with like they are becoming more intolerant to like cheddar and bits like that, because I had to move on to mild years ago because I couldn't eat mature cheddar anymore, and I had to start drinking black coffee, although I can have the occasional kappa, but that's the first one I've had in ages. And it's sugar-free and everything else free, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right, you want your word of the week, don't you?
A word of the week?
A word of the week.
A word of the week.
Or it's the word of the 2 weeks.
A word of the week.
Right. Are you
We're
going to
new
be
page now, huh?
helpful? We are. Ooh.
Oh, we know what that means.
I'm very familiar with this.
Yeah? Is it Victor?
No.
Huh?
It is bacula, which I think sounds really cool. It means a person's double chin.
Oh, right.
So at least it sounds cool, even if it doesn't look it.
Sounds like bunnicula.
I know. I mean, you pooed on my arm. We're not that sort of channel. I keep telling you. Honestly, I do apologise, people, but you can't really...
We should go on to Sherlock Holmes one.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a while.
I know. Oh, I've got my guesses and all.
Yeah, well, basically say what it was. There was a rabbit race. There was a race. Blah, blah. They were friends. They'd spent a lot of time, say, at a dead heat. After the race, one of the judges notes that the first half and second half ran in the same time, and that the last quarter lasted as long as the penultimate. If the first 3 quarters took 6 and 3/4 minutes, even, took 6 and 3/4 minutes, how long was the entire race?
You're right there. You're enjoying yourself, yeah?
Right. So you've got an answer for that one?
I guessed 24 minutes. Basically, what I did was I put a pin in my brain on a number and I just went with it.
Leanne said 10 minutes. To guess at 10 minutes. And Angela said she needed a pen and paper to work that out. What were the only ones we had on the...
I'll just take a stab, Angela, to be honest. Yeah.
I think I've got it, which is basically if it took like if the first half and the second half ran at the same time,
Victory,
and the last quarter and the penultimate quarter, which is the second and last one, run at the same time, then all 3 quarters, it's 6 and 3/4 minutes divided by 3, which is 2 1/4 minutes, multiplied by 4, which is 9 minutes.
Well, you stop it? You can't get
And then
milk out of it.
we shall go to what he says. Page 99. What we got in Wabbit Waste? He goes, given the consistency of the various times involved.
Darren.
What have you got on there?
It's foam.
Alright.
Do you like foam?
Given the consistency of the times involved, the first 3/4 of the race took exactly 3/4 of the time. And so the whole race took 9 minutes. Yep. I got that one.
And this is why, you see, he thinks he can get milk out my fingers, because I will give him drops of bits. Right, so...
Right, the second one, which was the barrel.
Yeah.
Which was, basically it was, if it's an open top barrel, you know it's close to being half full, but you don't know whether they're exactly more or so. With no instrument available, with which to measure the depth of water, can you devise a means to ascertain its state?
Now, I went with a stone and attached to a rope because I didn't know how big the barrel would be. You want some more, don't you?
Leanne went with a wooden stick. I went with a wooden stick as well. But as I've just read it again, it says with no instrument available with which to measure the depth of the water. So that would be...
I couldn't think of the word stick.
That would be an instrument, wouldn't it?
That's just sad, isn't it?
Let's see what he says. The barrel.
One of them big long rulers, I suppose.
No, again, it's an instrument, isn't it, to use it?
I still think string and stone.
What you need to do is tip it on its side.
Oh.
Just far enough that the water touches the lip of the barrel. Then look inside. If any of the bottom of the barrel is visible, then it's more than half empty. If any of the sidewalls obscured, it's more than half full. If the water is exactly at the join, then it's precisely half full.
Yeah, but I've been watching Midsummer Murders.
And would that be half empty or half full, I asked. Holmes didn't reply.
So I've finished watching Midsummer Murders.
No, but it said without any instrument.
Yeah,
that would be an instrument.
I know,
measurement.
but I thought, well, you've got to use something, because if it's in because it was one of those ones where somebody was found in a barrel. I think that happened twice, actually.
It's an open top barrel. Yeah, it's not going to be. It's not going to be one of these massive wine barrels, darling.
No, that's right. Well, I didn't know because he didn't specify. You see, I think you want to go for a run with your sister, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, go on then.
Reaching around. He wanted to join Mishka on the floor. It's no surprise. They've both been... Actually, I've got my children into a routine. The Russians, anyway. They sleep when I sleep. Right. So, 2 weeks ago, the anagrams were... I didn't write down what they actually were. I just wrote down...
The answers.
The answers. That's clever of me.
Well, I've got Leanne says...
Pumpkin.
It's like Quitch Corner? CWTCH. Corner. I do not know what that is.
No, I don't either.
No. And I've got to ask her.
It is a bit like... It's a bit like you're joining us for either a cup of coffee in the morning, because we're doing this on Friday morning, so I apologise if it's late out tonight. But again, I was feeling a little bit...
But she's got she's got an anagrams, pumpkin and trick or treat.
That's right, yeah.
Took me a while. And Angela's got pumpkin. Don't have a clue about the second one.
Yeah, tarot trick was the second one, but I
got the first one straight away.
Pink Oomph was the one, but you're quite right. It's pumpkin and trick or treat. But yeah.
Yeah, she had on the Sherlock one. She read something about emptying the barrel. Angela did.
We're actually on our last one of the Halloween, because we had I found 2 pages online of Halloween based, or it came up with it under Gothic, but based anagrams, and we're actually on the last 2 of the second page, because there were 8 on each page. So by rights we would have finished this a week ago, but it's not a problem. I'm just going to go onto there and see what I can find. Maybe a detective anagram would be good.
Yeah.
Or I might make my own up. But then again, I don't know. Right.
So, your anagrams this time are
tepid fire, and the clue is really scared. I'm going to show you in a second.
Yeah, got that.
And rosiest input, perhaps involving a black cat. So it's the last two on there, number 7 and 8. I know, I'm going to have to think about it.
I've got the really scared one.
I think I have, but I need to check the spelling on that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right. We have a Sherlock one. We'll just go for the one this time.
Yeah.
Basically, because the one on the second page is dreadful.
Fair enough. Stop going away.
Right. We've got the first mental trial.
Ooh.
My dear Watson, a keen mind must be able to follow a thread of logic through convoluted labyrinths of which even an Aridney? Don't know. Would quail. I don't know what they are. I dare say that's true, said I. Do I assume that means you have some trial for me? I couldn't say, replied Holmes, but if I did, that assumption would be well founded. Very well, I say, pray go ahead. This should prove a gentle warm-up. There is something you own that is yours, and always has been. Despite this, all your friends use it, whilst you yourself rarely get to make use of it at all. What am I talking about?
I know it's something simple.
That's a typical sort of riddle, that one is.
Mm. No, that wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
I've given it a stab.
Yeah, it was quick.
You know me, dear. Either it doesn't go in at all, or I'll just give it a stab. Oh, by the way, people. Now then, behave yourself. I only just realised he was laughing rudely at me then. I'm sorry.
Either it doesn't go in at all, or you just give it a stab.
You don't stick with that. No, what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
We've got some good unboxings coming up.
We have.
We have got...
We've got...
our ambassador witch box.
We have.
I'm so going to have to get some Freya off shave for them.
We've also got Freya's Cauldron.
Yeah.
And we've got a Cures and Curses that looks like it's been kicked around the floor quite a lot.
Actually, I was going to say...
The box looks like it's been decimated.
It went for a fight and lost.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, if you ever want to... We'll show you on the unboxing before Darren slits it open. Yeah. And we'll show you what we mean. But honestly, it looks like it's gone 3 rounds with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And if you're below a certain age, you wouldn't necessarily know who that is.
Well, you would. He was in films, wasn't he? He was in bits.
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
what you saying about you laugh at things I say because you can take them 2 ways? Have any of you watched Rugrats?
Oh, well, look, most of the kids' ones have got stuff in them for adults.
Rugrats are brilliant. I mean, that was years back when I was watching it. I mean, you're probably not allowed to even say the word innuendo these days.
Oh, they all had bits on it that were for adults. You got one. There was a. It was Disney. It might have been a Looney Tunes one. It was the 3 little pigs on it, and you had the 3 little pigs in the house playing on the piano, and they had a picture on the wall. They had Dad written underneath it, and it was a string of sausages.
No.
Yeah. I mean that's pretty dark for a children's book. But there you go.
I mean, you know.
But yeah, so there's loads of stuff that's hidden in different ones for adults.
Yeah,
because the children laugh at the funny words or the pictures or what they're doing, and the adults are laughing at the joke.
Mind you, I couldn't stand In the Night Garden. until a friend of mine
Uh-huh.
explained bits, and I can't tell you, unfortunately, because she had nicknames for all of them.
Yes, yeah.
And honestly,
they're
she had. After that, I can't watch it without
You've got
absolutely
words
rolling up.
I say you got words in there that would get this thing struck off.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Don't get me wrong. It was really funny.
Bits that YouTube don't, words that YouTube don't like people saying.
Actually, there's one for you. What was your favourite kids programmes growing up, or the ones you look back on now fondly?
Oh.
Or are there any that you've looked back on since being a child, remembering them being great, and in actual fact you want to hang yourself and you can't believe?
I'll go. Yeah. We ran just my mum and dad's one time, and your dad had it on. Cat Weasel.
I never watched that.
Cat Weasel. It used to be great. It was bloody dreadful. It had the Crow Man from Where's the Gummidge in it.
I like him.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just say, Una Stubbs. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
Such a shame. Such a lovely lady.
Favourite ones from it. Got casting one. Jamie and the Magic Torch. Jamie.
I was never really into that so much. My brother was.
Jordan and the Wheelies.
We went to see at the theatre because one of my brother's favourites was Super Ted. I liked Super Ted as well. But I remember my nan and my mum taking us to the theatre. I think it was the first thing we ever saw at the theatre. And it was amazing. You know, it was so cool. Looking back now, obviously, I don't know how things work now because they had him flying around. Yeah. And bits like that, which was well before anything like that was really a big deal.
On ropes, wasn't it?
That's right. But you know, you're sort of amazed. But now I don't know if kids are so amazed with bits like that because everything is so much more advanced, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know, really.
What I'm looking forward to seeing, I'll try it. I saw it's on BritBox now. It's Monkey. If any of you remember that.
My dad and my
Monkey,
brother.
born from an egg on a mountain top.
Don't you
the funkiest monkey there ever was.
He's not mind you saying that. I'm dreadful.
Yeah, but he was great, and it's got all of them on there apparently. So I want to watch it through and see if they do actually get to the bit at the end, because I
don't know.
I never actually, because it used to be on at 6 o'clock on BBC Two when the news was on. And you just get a random episode.
I love the Flumps. Bagpuss was a big one for me.
Yeah, we've got the Flumps and Bagpuss over there, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
We've
got loads of ones like that.
Tubby the Tuber.
Never did Tubby the Tuber.
It's blooming awful. I tried watching it again.
So I never did Tubby the Tuber because it was your...
That was a short film thing.
All right. You're about 3.5 years older than me, aren't you?
I took that into school,
Younger than me, sorry. Yeah.
I took that into school, and it was one of those video days sort of thing. Everybody was in raptures over it. But no, I mean, I remember weird bits like BBC programmes, films, and that.
BBC ones we used to be off school sick. You had bits like Words and Pictures, which had Wordy in it.
Why don't you? I love that. And Bric-a-Brac.
Yeah, but on Words and Pictures, they had two different programmes that were done in separate bits. You had The Boy from Outer Space.
All right.
And you had Dark Towers, which I absolutely loved. Dark Towers.
Oh, I don't. I mean, Nightmare. We actually were fortunate enough a few years ago to meet.
We saw Hugo Wyatt.
Yeah, who's the dungeon master, and sat next to him was because Darren wanted an autograph. It went round his birthday, and fortunately, it's somewhere we were familiar with. So it wasn't.
It was one in Eastbourne, wasn't it?
And it is a few years ago now.
It is, yeah.
And sat next to him on the other bit, and I sort of feel gutted that I didn't talk to him, but I was sort of like, the problem is if you've got the Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon,
Dungeons and Dragons.
I love that.
We've got that over there as well, and I've still not seen the end.
No, oh no, I have seen the end.
Have you?
Yeah, I remember that
because they never went back. I never saw the bit where they went back.
They did. But I mean, uni.
And D'Artagnan
Oh yeah.
and the Three Musket Hounds.
You
We've got
picked
that
that
as
from
well.
the charity shop.
Yeah, we've got that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love Tootie. Pound Puppies were a bit. I was a bit
I didn't
older
see
then,
that
but
much.
I quite liked them. And Care Bears. Oh, I
Well, the
love
older ones.
The old Care Bears.
The older ones had like the Extreme Ghostbusters or Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that was good.
Mask.
Oh, She-Ra and Masters of the Universe.
Masters of the Universe. Transformers. I used to like as well.
Mask was good, yes. I must. And Godzilla and Godzuki.
Ah,
Godzuki. And Scooby-Doo. How could you forget
Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Scooby-Doo. Crikey.
Yeah. My mum's been watching them because they're all on Netflix.
We
and
said to her...
We showed her on there and she went through them all.
And we said to her, go on them first and see if any of them say a date when they're up by. And she came up this week and she said, I didn't get to see one of them. One of them went off. And we said, yeah, that's why we said to you. You're a silly woman. But the thing is, I mean, she's done blooming well, actually, when you think about how technophobic she was with bits.
Yeah.
But
no, there were loads of bits. There were loads of great stuff on.
Teabag. We got all the tea bags.
Yes, we've got all the tea bag ones.
Love
yes.
those.
Rent a Ghost.
Oh yeah. That's on BB.
That's on BritBox. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I know. I mean, we ended up going into a whole reminiscence stage. I know. And you've got the obvious bits with Transformers and gummy bears.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And what?
Raccoons.
Raccoons saw a bit of.
Was Kissifer, was that the name of the cartoon or was it not? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I loved that.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
But you had I think Cyril Sneer was in the Raccoons.
He was Raccoons, yeah.
But no, I mean but now there seems to be more stuff. I mean, my mother-in-law could tell you more up-to-date ones because she loves stuff like that anyway. But
yeah,
it just seemed to me that all the really great ones were when we were kids, sort of thing. But then you would think that, wouldn't you? I mean,
yes, because you wouldn't watch them, either. Yeah.
There are kids now that sort of reminisce over Teletubbies, and you showed me a picture of the girl that was the baby
there was
in the sun.
Yeah, she's about 21 and she's got a kid.
Yeah, she's got a little one of her own. But no,
it was
time doesn't work the same way as you get older.
It was on on a recording years ago, which was Jasper Carrot. It was on the B side of a song Funky Moped. It was called Magic Roundabout, which is a great bit like that. And he said about the kid ones. He says about Magic Roundabout. He says what they got now. Got on that, and it was like back in the 70s. And I was like, it's like Paisley, Hector's House. That's a good one. It's bloody rubbish. It's for kids when you think about it, isn't it?
So as I got older, I mean, the Chronicles of Narnia. I've watched them so many times.
The BBC version ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way before the films.
Yeah. I like the film ones as well. I like basically anything that's like that. I tend to. I still haven't watched Lord of the Rings though, people. I know.
No,
it's shocking.
You watched half. We've now got them on Blu-ray, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because we picked that up, and I think they're the shorter versions. Because I've got the extended version, and Debbie watched the first disc of the first film. Because they're like over 4 hours long each.
But I don't normally mind.
And you got fed up with it by the first of it.
I didn't. No, it's just something.
You watched the first one at the cinema, didn't you?
Yeah, that was when my other half was still. My other half was still alive, and I mean, nobody warned me that it was only going to be half the book.
A third of the book.
Yeah. And it was all very well, but I was really into it, and then it just sort of ended.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me? If I'd have known that, I'd have been more inclined to possibly wait. But then saying that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But hey ho. But no, so yeah, tell us about your favourites, cartoons or children's things or things that you remember from childhoods that you used to watch or listen to.
Yeah.
And for those of you who do like a bit of a laugh, if you haven't heard Jasper Carrot's bit of the round
Magic Roundabout.
Magic Roundabout, it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
I remember my dad getting a copy of that on a cassette tape. That's how old it is.
My mum and dad had it on 7-inch.
But it is so funny. But no, it's it's dependent really on your humour really. But
yeah.
hey ho. No, right. I think we've run out of time for superstitions today, so I'm not going to do a superstition today. I don't think.
No. Fair enough.
Done the anagrams. We've done the questions.
We had no questions for us either.
No. You're slacking, people. You're slacking. So I've given you an update. There's some good unboxings coming up.
Yeah.
There's some more craft bits coming up. Obviously, because
on the Crafty channel.
Yeah. But no, I had some really wicked bits through, and I'm sort of like, it's really difficult because we want to show you. We love unboxing stuff, but you can't. You can't. It all sort of seems to come together, or more to the point with us, it seems to come in two piles.
No, so it seems to come mostly in a run.
Yeah. Or you get a run,
some bits
and then
at the
you
end
get a
of
break
it.
for a few weeks, and then you get another run. But the problem is, because we want to show you the unboxings, and bits like that, Darren chucks out more in the week, because obviously you want to see the bits as they come
They're
out.
more time dependent, aren't they?
That's right.
So yes, we'll have the ones there. Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those ones.
Oh, I'll give you an Easter story. It's a really, really quick one. And the only reason it's Easter related is because it's bunnies. Okay?
Bunnies.
My mum and dad had 2 rabbits. I don't quite know how they ended up with 2 rabbits, if I'm honest, because it must have been my mum that wanted them, because my dad says he's not really fussed. But then saying that, he's, he does love animals just as much as the rest of us. He just likes to show this sort of grumpy exterior. But no, they had two rabbits. One was called Bendham, and I have no idea. I'm going to have to ask my mum, because that is not a normal... Oh, unless she thought she was a he, because we had the same thing with Tobina, because Toby was supposed to be Toby, but then we found out that she was a girl, so it got changed to Tobina. So I'm guessing then that when they got Bendham, they thought she was a boy, until they realised she wasn't, and then it became Bendham. But I will check on that.
From what? From what for a boy?
The rabbit.
Yeah, but it became Bendham from what?
Ben, I should imagine.
Why Bendham?
I don't know. It's not a very normal name, is it?
No, yeah.
I don't
Bendham
know.
like Beckham. Yeah, I mean, it's
that was no.
I know it was. Yeah.
Years.
I know, but Bendham is like.
I don't think he'd have been an egg. But no, he probably wasn't.
He was, yeah.
But no, and Minto, and he was a male rabbit. He was white with pink eyes, and Bendham was like a chocolatey brown, sort of mottled, really pretty. And my dad had this wonderful brainwave that said, let's put them together and see what happens. 7 babies. That's what happened. 7 babies. It was glorious. There were baby bunnies everywhere. And so we had 2 smoky grey ones that both got adopted, but one of them came back because it bit the owner. So, and she was called Smokey, which is really original. Then you had the one that was like Bendham, only a lot chunkier. So she was sort of more her dad's stature. But she was called Coley. Then we had Smudge, which was the one that was just like his dad, apart from he had the coloration of his mum on his ears, Puff, and Tootsies. Yeah, Polo, the only one like the dad, went to the our friend over the road from us, so you know. But no, we had 7 babies. So unless you think that you can get your rabbits to not procreate, I wouldn't suggest putting them together.
But apparently, from wildlife park we went to, I can't remember where we went to now. Rabbits aren't the worst.
No.
The worst was
guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs. This male guinea pig got out, and he got into
the female
one, didn't he? And they were all pregnant. They were all pregnant.
Yeah, they had about 23 females.
Yeah, he didn't move for days afterwards.
She said he slept. She said that, didn't she? She slept for about 3 days straight. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was so funny. But no, oh dear. But yeah, it was just one of those things. You know, to say. So again, if you have guinea pigs, they breed like Billy-O.
Yeah, they breed like guinea pigs.
People have said to us, "So why don't you breed the hamsters?" But they're brought up as siblings, and I honestly, can you
Debbie
imagine
would never get rid of any of them.
Could you imagine me letting any of them go? I wouldn't trust anybody enough to. I mean, and even if I did trust, well, there are people I'd trust, but I couldn't. That would be like getting rid of my grandchildren. You don't do that.
No.
I'm a bit too attached, really, but there you go. But then we've got Victory, who actually mimics the sound of a newborn baby when he wants attention. And it's horrible and gorgeous at the same time.
She wants out.
Well, Mishka will want some view time, so if you bear with us, people. I've said before, when they want to go in their ball, they let us know, and they really do. If they want to come out of their ball, they let us know. Intelligent little things, aren't you? Hey, are you a thing? No, funny enough, when I was poorly this week, they don't like being without Mama. Do you?
No.
You've been sat in my hands a hell of a lot since I've been feeling better, haven't you? And she keeps coming out and telling me things, and you can sort of, she's like, "Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?" Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you haven't had your fix of your
Syrians.
premonitions. No, the Syrians are asleep. As I said, the Russians are awake while we are. In actual fact, it's been really difficult keeping her in her cage, which, to be fair, isn't really an issue, because if they want out, they come out.
Oh.
But yeah, you rule the roost, don't you?
Yeah. So, until next time.
Yeah.
Bye, fans. She's off.
I'm snuggling. Hey. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, fans.
Be different, guys.
Take care. See you later.
Bye.